evening, ladies and gentlemen.
We tend to have these larger-than-life figures, characters as big as Texas.
I heard the shot.
John Connolly to Ann Richards.
Buenas noches, mis amigos.
Beto O'Rourke. He started coming around a couple of years ago, and nobody knew much about him. Everybody wanted to know about who's this Beto. And he was a congressman from El Paso. A lot of people expected him to be Latino.
Friends, Tejanos, I'm running to represent the great state of Texas in the U.S. Senate.
Home isn't just a place. Home is when we're face to face. I got no time to waste. Hold me home. Hold me home. Hold me home.
My whole life, Texas has been conservative. And we're now in 30 years of Republican domination, to the point that really the two parties in Texas right now are the conservative Republicans and the moderate Republicans. They fight over how the state's going to be run. It's been years since we had a Democrat who made any difference in Texas at all. This year we see a Democrat going around the state. Some of these towns, when they see Beto O'Rourke come to town, it's like some wild circus animals come in. Beto is running on personality. Cruz is running on ideology.
Texas is America on steroids.
We're an ambitious, aspirational people.
Texans, we love freedom. We believe in low taxes, low regulations, lots and lots of jobs.
We're not organized against one another or another political party. We're organized around doing what we can for this country at this moment that she needs our leadership.
This election poses a fundamental fork in the road.
This is the moment that this country comes together. This is the state. We are the people who help her to do that.
What direction do you want the country to go?
Universal, guaranteed health care.
We have to repeal Obamacare. Texans bring up how they can't afford health insurance anymore because under Obamacare, premiums have skyrocketed.
It's the fiscally responsible thing to do. It is the thing to do that will free each of us.
We have 500 illegals coming across every day in the Rio Grande Valley. Why aren't we building the fence down there?
We need to build the wall.
We don't need walls.
We need to triple the Border Patrol.
We don't need to militarize.
We need things like infrared and fixed wing and rotary wing aircraft.
I am a strong supporter.
We don't need to separate families. We need to treat one another with dignity and respect. You ready?
School choice, I believe, is the civil rights issue of the 21st century.
As the state shirks its responsibility to educate the children of Texas, may or may not be correlated to the fact that the children of Texas continue to get browner and browner.
School choice is all about giving low-income parents that same flexibility, that same right to stand up for their kids that the wealthy have always had.
Those in positions of power today no longer see it in the state's interest to make sure that every child at state expense can get that education, pushing the responsibility down to the local property taxpayer.
I'm going to vote for you, but we're going to hold you accountable.
There are a lot of these Texas values that really fit conservative politics. It's really about self-responsibility. You saddle your own horse. You don't worry about helping anyone else saddle theirs. Texans definitely want to be able to carry a gun to protect themselves.
I've lived in Texas for 80 years and 8 months, all my life. We're the land of big business, big banks, and cowboys.
Holy, 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 Lord the God Almighty, God in three
The majority of Texans are God-fearing people.
And then you shove it as quickly as you can. You might be surprised if you haven't read the Bible. One of the things it says, you don't work, you don't eat. Try it. God has given each of us life, and I think life begins at conception. I probably would vote more on the Republican candidate, just because I know that somebody who is a Democrat is probably not going to support a lot of the things that I would desire.
May God be gracious to us and bless us and make his face to shine upon us. Does that sound familiar?
I'm not saying that there might be those on the other side of the political party do not value life. But if somebody's going to represent me, I want to know that they're going to vote against those bills that would take life.
People like me that believe in the conservative viewpoint, we have the majority. But as the Founding Fathers warned us about, a apathetic majority is the problem.
What I'm kind of worried about is that because there was this red reaction, like this really conservative,
red wave in 2016.
reaction to like the end of Obama's presidency. I'm worried that the pendulum isn't going to swing back to the middle. It's going to swing
all the way to the right
left.
or the left. Yeah.
Yeah.
What's my next step?
Oh yeah. You're going to get on the highway.
Okay.
And you're going to get off on exit 72A. Obviously, there's a ton of pressing issues right now, but I don't think that any of them are more important than climate change.
Right? For example, if scientists say, like, this part of Florida is going to be underwater by 2050, like, hey, that's when we're going to be middle-aged.
Yeah.
There are a lot of social media and internet algorithms designed to make it so that you only see content you like.
No, that's
so, but I haven't seen any like commercials. I haven't seen any sign. I haven't seen a single sign for 72A.
That's one thing. I see Beto signs popping up everywhere. And
Beto signs are
I get
everywhere.
Really excited.
Well, I'm very glad to introduce our next U.S. Senator for the state of Texas, Beto O'Rourke.
My friend George and myself, we're really excited about this campaign, and this is our first time voting in a federal election. We're both 18 years old, and we're very excited about this campaign. My question for you is, what's your message for the youth of America who are thinking, you know, this isn't for me, this doesn't affect me, I'm just going to try to get an education, get a job, and who are really kind of just tired of all the partisan hacks?
First of all, thank you for being here and making the trip. For young people, I want them to know first and foremost, I don't expect them to vote. If no one ever shows up and listens to them and hears what's on their mind and sees things from their perspective, we go to those community colleges and senior high schools and colleges and wherever young people are to listen to them. And what I have found, consistent with what you just said, political parties, that's so 20th century. I'm not into being a Democrat or a Republican. I just want to see if you guys can get the job done. I care about net neutrality. I care about a war on drugs that has in some cases been a war on people and produced the largest prison population on the face of the planet. I care about the fact that there's $1.4 trillion in outstanding student loan debt right now. That's more than all the credit card debt in the country combined. And I want to see you do something on these issues. So let your friends know I'm interested in hearing from them. I will go to them wherever they are. And we're just grateful that you came to us today. So thank you very much.
There's a flag I made for my dorm room. It would be great if you could sign it with this proclamation. This is our flag now.
Here we go. Ready? 1, 2, 3. All right.
That is
Thank you so much.
Yes, thank you.
I ask my question, but I'll definitely ask when I
We'll see you in Houston, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay, George and Ben.
Got it.
Thank you so much. It was nice.
Thank you so much.
Beto, your answer, the way you responded to that young man's question was so awesome.
Were you game with his mom?
Yes.
Oh.
About how young people should, you know, what they're doing and how they're becoming involved, and it was just.
Oh, come on. You're very nice.
I really
Very
mean
nice.
it. That was.
Muy amable.
I obviously hear you every day, all the time, but there's sometimes when I hear you and it really touches me. Like
She
it
tunes me out every day.
The issues that affect us as high school kids are education funding. Issues like net neutrality and the environment, especially the environment. That is the single largest issue that I've found my peers caring about. Let's go. We're going. We're going. If we don't have a planet left for us in 50 or 60 years, we won't have to care about the economy. We'll care about surviving. We'll care about breathing air that's good for us. We'll care about not being flooded by the rising sea levels.
That's a good girl. Come on, let's go.
Young people are starting to pay attention, and I think that should scare a lot of current incumbents.
We are neck and neck in Texas.
It's probably closer than Ted Cruz would like.
Senator Cruz now calling on President Donald Trump.
This is our 34th day on the road and are now coming back to El Paso feeling stronger, more confident.
President Trump said today he's going to throw a rally for Ted Cruz.
We will do it against the odds, even of having the President of the United States come here to campaign against us. Today, we are 1 point down to the junior U.S. Senator.
Getting the president here, having that rally is going to be a big, huge boost.
Can you get a close-up of that sad effing sandwich? I know you're hungry, but
Bananas for you? I have. Oh, look at this.
Either a Subway sandwich that's been sitting for an hour, or we could go to the restaurant that's on the way out of town and get a shrimp po' boy and get some seafood as we are in Fort Vaca. Cano, I love how you're selling the lunch.
Yeah, I'm trying so that you won't stop.
No.
Don't look at it, just eat it, but
Look at this bottom. Oh, it's just like wet. It's like a
Let's
sponge.
just close up. There you go. Just eat it. There you go.
you know what I could do is a Dairy Queen dipped vanilla cone.
I have stuff that you don't need to stop anywhere.
Oh my gosh.
So many.
It's a sad sandwich.
Pistachios. I have mango.
It's good, we're good. This is actually a good sandwich.